and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we've got a special guest with us, Dr. Andrew Lloyd, who is our curriculum lead for the Department of World Languages and English Language Learners. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you for having me.
And we have something actually really exciting to talk about that's new to Hampton City Schools this year. But before we get into that program, tell me a little bit about your department. Like, what is the focus of it? What resources are available? Because that's a tongue twister. World Languages and English Language Learners.
Yes. So with our World Languages department, we're really two departments. The World Languages focuses on teaching just everyone in middle grades and high school a language other than English. So Spanish, French, Latin, and German are offered at our high schools, and our middle schools currently offer Spanish, French, and we're hoping to expand that in the future. But really we focus on like a global thought process for our students. We want them to understand what it means to think differently, different cultures, and be exposed to what goes on in the world outside of the United States, but also how it is directly related to what they do here and people they might come across. With our English Language Learners department, that focuses on students whose native language is something other than English. So we have students from all over the world. We have about 50 countries represented, over 70 languages here in Hampton, and our goal is to make sure that they have the English language under control in terms of mathematics, English language arts, social studies, and science, as well as social language so that they can function in our culture, in our country, and as well as perform on all academic assessments.
Well, that's I was going to ask you that. How many languages and how many countries? So you said 50 countries, no. So say that again. Was it 50 countries and 70 languages, or was it 70 languages and 50 countries?
50 countries, 70 languages approximately. It changes every year, but we hover right around there.
Wow. So what is the most, is it Spanish? Is it, I mean, where are the languages as far as those 50? What are the most popular there?
So our top 5 are Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Vietnamese, and Swahili.
Wow. Okay. And so knowing that, we started a pilot program this year over at Langley Elementary School with our kindergartners, a kindergarten class, I believe.
Yes.
So tell me about this pilot program over there. What does that look like this year?
So we started a dual language immersion program. We piloted it with one kindergarten class this year, where approximately half the students are native English speakers and the other half are native Spanish speakers. So we have a bilingual teacher. She's incredible. She teaches half the day in Spanish and the other half in English. So students learn mathematics and science in Spanish, as well as Spanish language arts, and then social studies and English language arts in English.
So you're saying that we've got a group of kindergartners, so what is that, like 20, 25 students approximately, knowing kindergarten numbers, that half are English-speaking students, the other are Spanish-speaking students as far as their dominant language. And then we've got a teacher that speaks both fluently.
Yes.
And they're learning half of their day. So like if we walk in that classroom and I go into a math class, what language am I going to hear?
Spanish.
And only Spanish. They're
Right.
they're learning math and Spanish.
Yep, and there's not a translation, so it's not we start in Spanish and then later we'll translate it to English. It's they learn strictly in Spanish. The teacher does not respond in English at all. So the students, the English-speaking students, might ask a question in English and she'll respond in Spanish. And
I would be in trouble.
and it's amazing how quickly children pick up on that. So by right now, they're already using full sentences. They're writing, they're reading in Spanish, our native English speakers. And it's incredible to watch them, and they get to interact with the Spanish-speaking students. So it provides authentic experiences for those students to practice each language. And our Spanish-speaking students are learning English as well and still able to communicate with their English-speaking peers.
That's amazing. So that was a pilot program, one kindergarten class, and this was at Langley Elementary School, so we reached out to parents to see if they were interested. So the parents chose, if they wanted to go that route. What is this going to look like for next year?
So we're hoping to expand next year, definitely at least with first grade, to move our kindergartners up. And based on enrollment, if we have a desire for this, we would love to have at least another kindergarten class in first grade. If we have the staff that we can find and the student interest, we are hoping to expand to up to as many 4 classrooms next year.
Wow,
between
okay.
kindergarten and first grade.
So hoping to do, would that look, I mean, I know it's still in the planning process, but so your current kindergartners, as they move up, that teacher would probably move up with them, or if a different teacher is hired,
Yes.
so they have a different experience. And then you're looking to have at least one kindergarten class. If not, is it going to be 3 kindergarten classes, or would it be like a 2 and 2, 2 kindergarten, 2 first grade?
So it all depends on student interest and staff that we can find. We have 2 different options that we can have. There's a 50-50 model and a 90-10 model. So
Okay.
in the 50-50 model, you have half your students are English speakers and the other half are Spanish speakers. In a 90-10 model, 90% of your students are native English speakers, to where they spend 90% of the time in Spanish. And as they go on, there's more English added each year.
Oh, wow.
So it's full immersion more or less. So depending on who we get, who comes into Hampton City Schools and what staff, we have options that we can choose.
So right now it's the 50-50 though.
Correct.
They're 50 English, 50 Spanish.
Yes.
Resources, do they still have a resource like a regular kindergartner does? And what does that look like?
Yep, so they attend their normal resource classes taught by the same teachers in English. They have their lunch period and recess. So everything is the same schedule for a kindergartner, just what's going on in the classroom looks a little different.
That's amazing. So you keep saying interest. If there's interest, we could potentially have more classes next year. So how are we figuring out if there is interest? Is there going to be an application process? What's that going to look like?
Yes, so we're finalizing all of, we have a promotional video that's about to drop. We have our applications ready to be published. So they'll be available on our websites under the Hampton City Schools Choice Program area on our department's webpage with more information about these programs with greater detail. The applications will be linked there so families can apply, and if we have more students than we have spaces, it will go into a lottery system similar to our other choice programs. And then once we have our applications in, we'll do the lottery if needed and notify parents of their acceptance.
Now this year with the pilot program, it was strictly Langley Elementary School students. So will this also be Langley Elementary School, or is this for any rising kindergartner or first grader in Hampton City Schools?
Yes, so at this point we are now opening it up to the entire division.
Okay.
So it'll function just like our other choice programs. If you are not zoned for Langley, parents will have to provide their own transportation unless they're placed there for special education or ELL services. But yes, so it is open to everyone now.
Well, that's very exciting. So this is open to anyone in Hampton City Schools that has a rising kindergartner or a rising first grader. And it doesn't have to be someone that was in a pre-K program in Hampton City Schools. It could be a family that's now getting ready to enroll their child. So we're getting ready to drop all of these promo videos and application. What's going to be the deadline, though, to apply? Because I know that the deadline is very different if you're just registering for kindergarten.
Right. So our first grade application deadline will be June 30th.
Okay.
And then our kindergarten would be August 15th because we know some families don't register until closer to the start of school. So we want to make sure that we do have the opportunity for our incoming families to at least apply and enter that lottery if that's where we...
That's very flexible because I know with our choice middle school applications, like their deadlines are now as they're looking towards. But again, like I said, I've got a 4-year-old, I'm looking to go to kindergarten. Sometimes I'm not thinking in February or March.
Right.
I need to register my kindergartner already. So that's great that it's an August deadline for them. So again, looking also to hire teachers. So where can teachers go if they're interested in applying for this?
So we have the position posted on our HR website. It is labeled as the dual language immersion program for kindergarten or first grade. So interested staff can go there and apply, and we'll see them then.
Now, have you been in and out of the classroom at all this year with those kindergartners?
Yes, it's incredible to walk in there and, they look at you and they're a little confused, and then we speak Spanish to them and they're like, oh, wait, you speak Spanish too? And they're more comfortable now speaking Spanish to everybody. And we've heard from parents, their kids come home and just are telling them what they're doing. They're counting in Spanish. They're doing things that they wouldn't normally do. So it's a great experience, and the kids are really soaking it up.
I was going to say, what kind of feedback have you received from, your English-speaking parents as well as your Spanish-speaking parents?
The Spanish-speaking parents are really excited because it's a way for their children to learn Spanish, how to read and write Spanish as well, because a lot of them speak Spanish, but they're not able to read and write, and so we're focusing on that as well.
Okay.
So they're getting their literacy skills in both English and Spanish. So our Spanish-speaking parents are really excited that they're not losing that piece while learning English. And then our English-speaking families are just really excited about the idea that their kid is going to be immersed in another language.
Oh my God, I would love that for my children. As I've got older kiddos. I've got one that's in middle school, one in high school. And I will say my high school is on his 5th year of a language, and it's still the things that he's struggling with in his 5th year of a language starting, back in middle school, just because, like you said, you're younger, you pick it up so quickly, and you're immersed in it. And I really liked how you said it's not just the speaking part, it is the reading and the writing of that language. So that's fantastic news. I can't wait to see the promo video and see what comes of this for next year.
Definitely, we're very excited.
So is there anything else as we close out that you want to share, with our viewing audience in regards to the program or the opportunities for next year?
We're just really excited in the support and the feedback we've received from HCS staff, from parents and the staff at Langley. It's something that we're really embracing, and as our country is moving into a more multilingual country and just where we are, it's a great experience for our students to be exposed to something other than what they've grown up with, and just the benefits that it can have for them moving forward into middle and high school. It's incredible. So we're really excited that we're able to bring this to Hampton.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here today and sharing all of this information. I'm very excited about it. I wish, like I said, that was there for my kids when they were younger, because it is absolutely a great opportunity for our littlest learners.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. And remember, it's easy to stay connected.